I wanted to change my life. And I think most people that are miserable or that are really like dying to be great and dying to have more, we want to change. We want to live a better life. We want to create more for our families. We want to be happier. The desire is there. Again, it's about how do you go from knowledge to action. So the first thing in this story that's important is realizing that the answer was in me. And my mind was telling me, pay attention. It's your job to push yourself.
All performance, all improvement in personal performance begins with an improvement in your self-concept. All improvement in personal performance, in what you do on the outside, begins with an improvement in your self-concept, in your beliefs about yourself. You change your beliefs about yourself on the inside, you change the reality of your life on the outside.
You need to understand the subconscious mind of yours. Your subconscious mind rules your life. 96 to 97% of everything that you do is done as a result of your subconscious mind. And when your subconscious mind gets programmed, it goes ahead and responds to whatever it is your conscious mind has placed into it. The subconscious mind of yours is most impacted by your feelings. A change of feeling is a change of destiny.
Your perception of your world is what controls your genes. And if you're not feeling well, the issue is you don't have to change your biology, you just have to change your perception. And this will then give you your power back. And this is what we have to recognize. We're not victims of biology, we are masters of our biology.
It is our attitude toward life which will determine life's attitude toward us. Let's face the fact honestly that we shape our own lives, and the shapes of them will be determined by our attitudes. A person with a poor attitude toward learning, for example, isn't going to learn much until he changes his attitude. If we take the attitude that we cannot do something, we generally will not do it. An attitude of failure, and we're whipped before we start. So we know then that what we receive from life, what we accomplish or fail to accomplish, is due in large measure to our overall attitude.
Do you know when a person improves their self-image, they change their entire life? Their income change, their relationship change, their health change. Do you know how you do that? Start studying you. Start to find out more about you. There's something phenomenal about you.
Let me ask you a rather personal question. What do you believe in? Now, it sometimes seems that there's so much doubt, fear, and cynicism, so much tongue-in-cheek and wise guy elbow rib poking that we've come to the place where people don't believe in anything anymore. People doubt their own capacity for judgment, for knowing what's right or wrong. They wait to see what others do or say before they'll express an opinion of their own. So, what do you believe in? Now, this is not an unimportant question. It's as vital that each of us decides exactly what he does believe in as anything else, and I'll tell you why. It is what you believe in that will determine the course of your life, what happens to you, and your ultimate destiny. The great truth, as you believe, so shall it be done unto you, seems to go almost unnoticed today. But that's the way it works. What you believe in is what will happen to you. For belief is faith, and faith is still the greatest power on earth. A young medical student was being examined by a board of distinguished doctors to determine whether or not he would receive his license to practice. They asked him, "Why do you want to be a physician?" And he replied, "I've known I was going to be a doctor for as long as I can remember. There's simply no question about it. I'm going to be a practicing physician and a good one." He didn't beg the question. He told them he was going to be a doctor. They had no choice in the matter. The difference between faith and wanting or wishing is that with faith we know what's going to be, with the others we're only hoping. It's what we believe that makes us the kind of people we are. The greater our faith, the greater we become. People who let others do their thinking for them, who will not venture forth an opinion on any subject until they're sure that what they say will be met with approval and acceptance, do not believe. They conform to a picture of what they think others want them to be like. They are chameleons, ready to take on any hue their surroundings demand. They have no deep anchors of belief, and so drift aimlessly on the surface of life. So when I ask you, what do you believe in, I meant, what do you have faith in? What would you be willing to risk everything you have on, because of the certainty of your belief? If a person believes he's not much of a person, that's what he is. If he believes that he has value, that there's no other person on earth exactly like him, and that he has an important contribution to make, and that he can reach the goals he sets for himself, these things are then true and will come to pass. People remain where they are because they believe that's where they ought to be, and they rise to new heights of achievement and ability because they believe they will. The greatest teachers who ever lived, men whose minds soared far above those of their times and whom we still read and believe, said that according to our faith will it be done unto us. And that, my friend, is the way it works. There are no arguments, no exceptions, no hair-splitting. What do you believe? Then that's what you are. The worst thing that can happen to a person is to lose his belief in something great and important to him. For with belief gone, faith is gone. And when that's gone, there isn't anything left.
When you first say these new affirmations, they won't feel real because they're butting up against the existing affirmations that are already hardwired in your brain. So what we have to remind ourselves is the way I got here is through the affirmations that were stated unconsciously. When I was homeless back in the 70s in Dallas and struggling, my affirmations were negations. It's like nothing's working out for me. It's me against the world. I felt totally alone. I was angry. And everything I repeated were affirmations of self-destruction. But I didn't know it. When we introduce new affirmations, we're going to feel like, oh, I'm just lying to myself. Of course you're lying to yourself. You're starting a new self-creation at this very point in time. As you keep repeating it, you'll get more comfortable with it. It'll rewire your brain, and it'll start to become the new truth. It'll become second nature to you, to the point where you don't think about it anymore, because now you have a new mindset. How did you get it? By creating a new habit. The habit of positive affirmations. Again, when you first start them, they're not going to feel comfortable because you're doing something you haven't done before. And it's butting against the software that's already in your brain.
Good thinkers always prime the pump of ideas. They always look for things to get the thinking process started, because what you put in always impacts what comes out. Read books, listen to tapes, and spend time with good thinkers. And when something intrigues you, whether it's someone else's idea or the seed of an idea that you've come up with yourself, keep it in front of you, put it in writing, and keep it somewhere in your favorite thinking place to stimulate your thinking. Spend time with the right people. As I worked on this section and bounced my ideas off of some key people so that my thoughts would be stretched, I realized something about myself. All of the people in my life whom I consider to be close friends or colleagues are thinkers. Now I love all people. I try to be kind to everyone I meet, and I desire to add value to as many people as I can through conferences, books, audio lessons, etc. But the people I seek out and choose to spend time with all challenge me with their thinking and their actions. They are constantly trying to grow and learn. The writer of Proverbs observed that sharp people sharpen one another, just as iron sharpens iron. If you want to be a sharp thinker, be around sharp people. To become a good thinker, you must become intentional about the thinking process. Regularly put yourself in the right place to think, shape, stretch, and land your thoughts. Make it a priority. Remember, thinking is a discipline. Recently, I had breakfast with Dan Cathy, the president of Chick-fil-A, a fast food chain headquartered in the Atlanta area. I told him that I was working on this book, and I asked him if he made thinking time a high priority. Not only did he say yes, but he told me about what he calls his thinking schedule. It helps him to fight the hectic pace of life that discourages intentional thinking. Dan says he sets aside time just to think for half a day every 2 weeks, for 1 whole day every month, and for 2 or 3 full days every year. Dan explains this helps me keep the main thing. The main thing, since I am so easily distracted. You may want to do something similar, or you can develop a schedule and method of your own. No matter what you choose to do, go to your thinking place, take paper and pen, and make sure you capture your ideas in writing. Ideas have a short shelf life. You must act on them before the expiration date. World War I flying Ace Eddie Rickenbacker said it all when he remarked, "I can give you a 6-word formula for success. Think things through, then follow through. One good thought does not make a good life." The people who have one good thought and try to ride it for an entire career often end up unhappy or destitute. They are the one-hit wonders, the one-book authors, the one-message speakers, the one-time inventors who spend their life struggling to protect or promote their single idea. Success comes to those who have an entire mountain of gold that they continually mine, not those who find one nugget and try to live on it for 50 years. To become someone who can mine a lot of gold, you need to keep repeating the process of good thinking.